Hey guys, and welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to work out how many calories you need to lose weight. So follow me over here and let's get going. So first of all, I just like to make the point that you don't necessarily need to work out how many calories you need. So just like I explained in video 50, we've got the calorie deficit chart that I like to call. So on the left, you've got less precise but easier methods like eating healthy and swapping out foods, taking out liquid calories. Whereas on the right we have a more precise method, but it's more difficult, so that's calorie counting and macro counting and things like that. And it kind of acts like a scale. It works equally well here as here for some people. So you don't necessarily need to do the more precise but harder way if it's going to work on the easy way for you. So I just want to make that point before I start this video. So hopefully this should be quite easy to follow, guys. So first of all, what makes up your calorie needs? So first of all, you've got your BMR. This is your basal metabolic rate, and it's what people often refer to as their metabolism. And then you've got your thermic effect of food, and that's just the amount of calories it takes to digest your food. And so we can work out what your metabolism or basal metabolic rate is. And all this is how many calories your body needs to lie down doing nothing for 24 hours a day. So if you're a woman, what you do is you multiply your body weight by 22 if you're in kilograms, or if it's pounds by 10. A male would be 24 in kilograms or 12 in pounds. So remember, that's how many calories you need to do nothing, lying down 24 hours per day. Now obviously we don't do that, so we have exercise and we have other daily activities as well. So exercise, obviously your gym or home exercise or whatever. Activity would be anything else you do in your day. So anything from walking to studying to cleaning your teeth, jumping up and down, but also stuff that's more unconscious. So fidgeting and also sort of posture and stuff. So to sit up, you need to have muscle activity which burns energy. So that's your activity factor. So that's a number between 1.2 and 1.9. So our calorie needs are made up from our BMR, our thermic effect of food, and then our exercise and activity. So this activity factor is as follows. So I've done a quick table for you. So 1.2 is someone who's sedentary, has a desk job and does little or no exercise. And I've just put in a rough step count as well, so that is 3,000. Now a 1.3 would be lightly active, desk job, exercises 1 to 3 days a week and does around 5,000 steps. 1.5 would be moderately active, has a standing job and does moderate exercise 3 to 5 days a week, and that's around 7 to 10,000 steps. 1.7 would be someone who's very active, has a physical job and exercises 6 to 7 days a week, and that is around 15,000 steps per day. Now 1.9 would be someone who's extremely active, has a standing hard manual job and does exercise 6 to 7 days a week, and that would be over 15,000 daily steps. So just to go back to that again, what we do is we work out your BMR by multiplying your body weight by 22 or 24 and then multiplying that by the activity factor on how active you are in your day. So let's do a quick example. So we've got a woman and she weighs 80 kilograms. She's moderately active and works out 3 times a week. So what we do, we take her weight, which is 80 kilograms, multiply it by 22, and that gives her BMR. So her BMR is 1,760 calories. So to lie down 24 hours a day, she would need 1,760 calories to survive, to not gain or lose weight. Now obviously she has a moderately active life. So we pick 1.5 from the table, which is moderately active, standing job, moderate exercise, 7 to 10,000 steps. And so we multiply that 1,760 by 1.5, and that gives us 2,640 calories per day. So that will be how many calories this woman needs to maintain her weight. Obviously, we want to lose weight, so we can do a calculation in two ways here. We can either take off a percentage or take off an amount. So I always say, to be in a calorie deficit, choose between 10 or 20% and take off 10 to 20% of your calories. So 20% would be 0.8. So if we multiply that 2,640 by 0.8, we get 2,112 calories this woman needs to lose weight. Or if she wanted to know a certain amount, or she wanted to lose a certain amount, we know that there's 3,500 calories in a pound of body fat. So if we divide 3,500 by 7, that gives 500 calories. So if we take off 500 calories per day, over a week that would mean she would lose a pound of body fat. So that 2,640, if we minus 500, that means she should be consuming 2,140 calories per day to lose a pound of body fat over a week. And that's quite similar to the 80% as well, 20% sorry, as well. So she'd be in around a 20% calorie deficit if she was consuming 500 calories fewer as well. Now, how might your week look if you did that? So I've done a quick graph here. We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and up the side we've got the amount of calories. So each of those 500 calories, which I mentioned, she's taking off her maintenance calories, the amount of calories she needs to maintain her weight. You just spread over the week like this. So instead of eating what her maintenance level was, we worked that out as 2,640. That's here. She takes 500 calories off each of those days, and over the week it would be a 3,500 calorie deficit, meaning she'd lose a pound of fat. Now that's a normal dieting way, sort of a linear method, so the same amount each day. You don't need to do it like that. So what you could do, so we've got all the 500 calorie deficits, that's 7, one for each day of the week, and we could spread them out differently. So what we could do is one day we could eat to her maintenance level, so how many calories her body needs, and not be in a deficit. But the next day you could do double, so you could put 500 and 500, and then Wednesday you could eat back to your maintenance need to not be losing fat, and then the next day double, and so on throughout the week. So it doesn't matter where these deficits are put, as long as they equal 3,500 at the end of the week. So as long as they equal 3,500, you could put them anywhere. So that's an example where you eat one day on, one day off. The next one is a fasting example. So here she might eat to her calorie needs, but then the next day have a 24-hour fast, and then the next day just be in a 500 calorie deficit, and the next day be in a 500 calorie deficit again. Now what you can see here is if you add these up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 5, that's 3,500 calories. So she's still in her week in a 3,500 calorie deficit. It's just spread differently. And what this means is she can eat more on other days because she's eaten less on that Tuesday. What could also happen though is if she wanted to eat more on the weekend, so Friday and Saturday, so she's eaten 500 calories more on those 2 days, she's actually in a surplus on those 2 days. So we have to account for that. So we got 2 plus 500, so that's another 1,000 calories. So to be in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories now, she needs to knock off an extra 2 500s. So I've spread 500 out over the week, just how I want to, just randomly. So instead of having 7 of the 500s, because we've now got to add it up to 4,500, because she's eaten an extra 1,000, you have to have 9. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the same thing would happen as the previous example and the previous example. She's in a 3,500 calorie deficit, so at the end of the week she would have lost a pound, even though she's eaten more on 2 days of the week. It's just because she's accounted for it and been in an extra 500 calorie deficits. Now, I've got some questions that I'm commonly asked. My next video is going to be a bit more about what happens if I stop losing weight, but I'm going to quickly answer 3 questions which I commonly get. So the first one is, I've been losing weight for a while, but it stopped. Why? So this is a really easy one to answer, and it could be for a number of reasons, but a very common one is for the following. So remember, she weighed 80 kilograms and we worked out her BMR, which was 80 multiplied by 22, and that gave you her BMR. Now, she's dropped weight, so let's say she's now 70 kilograms. That means her BMR would have dropped. So 70 multiplied by 22 is 1,540. So instead of being 80, it's now 70. So the number is not 1,760 anymore, it's 1,540. There's a little mistake there, that should be 1,540. Multiplied by 1.5, activity factor, is now only 2,310. So before, because her BMR was higher, because she was heavier, she could eat 2,640 and maintain her weight. Now it's only 2,310. So an unfortunate effect of losing weight is you don't need so many calories. So the next question is, I've got a slow metabolism. How can I speed it up? So what we've got here is the use of your calories again. So ignore all these. So you've got your BMR, thermic effect of food, and exercise. Activity is a really, really big one. So people who are more active, remember what I said before, the table all the way back here, all the way back, have a bigger activity factor. So she's 1.5 in the example. If it was higher, 1.7, then we can multiply her BMR by 1.7 instead. So quick examples here. So the first example, the original one, she multiplied the 1,760 by 1.5, and that was 2,640. However, if she was a bit more active, sorry, just get that back. If she was a bit more active, then it would be 1.6, and that means she needs 2,816 to maintain her weight. If she was even more active, super active, had a really physical job, 1.9, she would need 3,344 calories to maintain her weight. So activity makes a massive, massive difference to your calorie needs. So it's not really metabolism, it's not the BMR, but it's your activity. So what you can do is think about being more active in your day. So everything from walking to like just moving around more, and plan it into your day, because it doesn't need to be time you set aside. So you could take the lift, you could take the stairs instead of the lift. You could jump up and down on the spot between commercials on TV, things like that, just to have more activity in your day, and that will bring this number up. So you could have a higher number. That's why I often say to people, get something like a Fitbit and track your steps. So you could, let's go back to this again. You could go from being that 1.5, which is 7 to 10,000 steps per day. So a 1.7, which is around 15 or more thousand per day. So you could do more steps and basically increase your metabolism. Next question. The calculation shows really low calories. I'd like to be able to eat more. Some people are really, really low on their calories, and taking off 500 is going to be a bit silly for them because they need more calories. So what you can do, I'm not sure why that keeps doing that, what you can do is, again, increase your activity. So like I said in the last slide, the last bit, do more stuff in your day. Get an activity tracker, Fitbit, or an app on your phone which is free, and do more steps, get more activity. A step doesn't need to be an actual step. It could be, say, if you clean your house, that would be like moving around like this, and it creates movement and it expends energy, so it puts up your activity. So that would, I'm not sure what's happened there, it's gone a bit crazy. That would basically look like this. So instead of your calories being down here, you could basically move it all up. So you'd be eating more and still be in a 500 calorie deficit because you increase the amount you need, basically. So that case of not wanting to eat so low, you could eat a bit more and just push everything up, if that makes sense. So because you've increased the amount of calories you require, then you can still be in that calorie deficit of 500 or whatever you've chosen by just increasing your output through activity. So I hope that made sense, guys. Working out your calories is really easy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.